Welcome to this tutorial on Node Affinity in Kubernetes. Node Affinity is a powerful scheduling feature that gives you control over where your pods get placed in your cluster. It allows you to attract pods to specific nodes based on rules and preferences that you define. Let's explore how Node Affinity works and why it's an essential tool for pod placement. Node Affinity is a mechanism that allows you to constrain which nodes your pods can be scheduled on, based on labels assigned to those nodes. Think of it as expressing preferences or requirements for pod placement. Instead of randomly placing pods anywhere in the cluster, you can guide the scheduler to choose nodes that match specific criteria, such as nodes with certain hardware capabilities, in particular zones, or with specific characteristics. There are two main types of node affinity rules you can use. First is required node affinity, which acts as a hard rule. This means the pod must be placed on nodes matching your criteria, or it won't be scheduled at all. The pod will remain in a pending state until a suitable node is found. Second is preferred node affinity, which acts as a soft rule. Here, the scheduler tries its best to place the pod on matching nodes, but if none are available, it will still schedule the pod on other available nodes. This provides flexibility while still expressing your preferences. Let's look at the syntax for required node affinity. You define it under the affinity section with node affinity, then use required during scheduling, ignored during execution. This long name tells us two things. Required during scheduling means the rule must be met when placing the pod, and ignored during execution means if node labels change after the pod is running, the pod won't be affected. Under NodeSelector terms, you specify match expressions where you define the key, such as disk type, an operator like in, and the values you're looking for, such as SSD. Preferred node affinity has a similar structure, but with some key differences. You use preferred during scheduling, ignored during execution instead. Additionally, you assign a weight between 1 and 100 to each preference. This weight helps the scheduler prioritize nodes when multiple preferences are defined. Higher weights mean stronger preferences. Under the preference section, you define match expressions just like in required affinity, specifying the key, operator, and values you want to match. Node Affinity supports 4 main operators to create flexible matching rules. The IN operator checks if a node's label value is in your specified list. The NOT IN operator does the opposite, checking if the label value is not in the list. The exists operator simply checks if a particular label key exists on the node, regardless of its value. Finally, the does not exist operator checks that a label key is not present on the node. These operators give you powerful ways to express complex placement requirements. You might be wondering how Node Affinity differs from NodeSelector, which is another scheduling feature. NodeSelector provides simple equality-based label matching only. It's straightforward but limited in what it can express. Node Affinity, on the other hand, offers much more expressive rules with multiple operators and the ability to set preferences. You can create complex conditions, use logical operators, and distinguish between hard requirements and soft preferences. This makes Node Affinity far more flexible and powerful for advanced scheduling scenarios. Let's summarize the key points about Node Affinity. First, Node Affinity is the mechanism that controls where your pods can be scheduled in your cluster based on node labels. Second, use required affinity when you have strict rules that must be met, and use preferred affinity for soft preferences where you want the scheduler to try but still allow flexibility. Third, Node Affinity is more flexible and expressive than NodeSelector, giving you greater control over pod placement. Understanding and using Node Affinity effectively will help you optimize your Kubernetes deployments and ensure your workloads run on the most appropriate nodes.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.